Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Maria Banga here, man. 1 week is like 1 year now. Wow, is that how addicted I was becoming to rambling, showing my face, talking? But I don't talk for no reason, right? I talk to inspire, motivate, encourage. I mean, that's my purpose in life anyway. So you cannot ask a preacher why he's preaching, right? So I think I should even stop thinking that I'm talking too much. Now my own work that's to talk this way, right? Any man find your own, he do them with love. And my son Ansel, your own is also to talk on TV, step out, talk. There are people whose own is to pray like monks, just be quiet. There are some who are to be dancing, all kinds of things. So I beg carry your cross, or carry your passion, carry your purpose, carry your life with grace and dignity. As Chadwick Boseman said, you have to be the hero of your own story. And what is your story about? You know, you used to hear Arabian Night, entertainment. Can I tell you a story? What is your story about? What is your purpose in life? I once read this book, The Purpose Driven Life. You know me, I know my purpose already, so I'm just learning. It's what he calls, what does he call this? He calls it, wow, one of them, I don't know, maybe it is cultivating. No, it's not cultivating my soil. It's not planting, it's managing your crops to bear fruits. Look, this is the book, just small book like this. He himself said that, happy study. I was like, this book not to study, no be not to read. Okay, let me tell you, I have no problem with studying. I have no problem at all. You know, I'm still in school. It's like I don't think I will stop going to school. Yesterday I was saying in school that they were asking us what was the reason for doing this program, and I told them my reason is to make up for all the school that my grandmother didn't go to, my late brother didn't go to. I want to go to that school. I have that energy, I have that intelligence, I have all of that. I will go to school. Both formal and informal school, I will go. I'm a teacher, but I'm also a student, and I'm not changing that for nothing at all. So that is what you see me do. I teach, I learn, I teach, I learn, I teach, just like that. So I was starting this 7 days spiritual retreat. Look, if you are not a spirit person now, some of these things you will not understand. You go there like na craze. So I mean, if you get it, you get it. You don't get it, and instead of trying to judge and argue and say just go, you know, just leave it for those of us who are in that realm. And I have no problem being in that realm. It's a grace to be in that realm. So my spirit told me to do a 7-day spiritual retreat. I usually do 3 days fasting at the beginning of each month, you know, just to usher in the month. And sometimes I don't, sometimes I do more. In short, it is from inside there now, so it's not something that somebody can tell you from the outside to do, or somebody can understand what you are doing. And you know, people who are really close to me have even given up, even just trying to understand or trying to talk to me about any of those things. Just leave her there like that, whatever, anyhow she's doing it, as long as, you know, she's not damaging anybody, she's not wounding anybody, she's not stepping on anybody's toes, she's happy and all of those things, na her life. So so that was on August the 30th or August the 29th, something like that. I was really feeling like the month of September is going to be a very special month. So yeah, I was just contemplating, meditating. August itself had been a very special month. I just feel these things. So I was like, okay, so how am I ushering in the month of September? Bam, you do a 7-day spiritual retreat. I was like, who asked me to ask that question? Okay, so what is this retreat about? Well, you have to do this. I was like, okay, well, am I doing that alone? No. This time around, I'll give you a spiritual partner. You will have to call them and ask them if they can join you, that this is what your spirit is telling you. I was like, now wow. Somebody you don't even know so well, you want to already start calling them and say, my spirit says we should do, are you ready? Since in my book now, what is that book? No More Playing Russian Roulette with God. There's a chapter there called I'm Not Bargaining with God. So some of these things just come like this. Me, I don't bargain again. I just reach out. After all, if you reach out to somebody, either they say yes or they say no. What's that the problem there? So, that courage comes like that. You call it fearless. So I reached out to this person and I said, my spirit says that, are you joining me? And they were like, yeah, me myself, I usually do 7 days, and although I do 5 actually, but if your spirit says, then we'll do those 7 days together. I was like, okay, well, there's also the fasting from 6 to 6. Are you? Yes, no problem. But I don't do it dry. I say, no problem. You can do whatever you do. Me, I'll do my own dry. I mean, I do it like that. So I was like, okay, well, we will have to meet on Sunday and pray before we start. 1st of September was Tuesday. So we met on Sunday, the 31st of August, and they brought me this book. They had asked me, what can I bring for you? I said, follow your spirit. And they brought me this book. They know I love books, right? I mean, everybody who knows me knows I love books. So they brought me this book, and yes, a chocolate means the world to me. I was so happy I got the book, and my spirit just told me, okay, that's the book you are using for this spiritual retreat. I have other books. I have my Course in Miracles. Since 2018, I started that book. I'm not finished. You are studying. That book is not a book you can just read like that. I cannot. There are weeks, there are days I don't touch that book. It's really like, so I was like, but what about the Course in Miracles? Keep it aside. I'm like, I don't argue. I'm like, okay, fine. So this book has how many chapters? You would use this book for that period of time. I was like, okay, fine. So that night, I don't even think I opened the book that night. It was the next day, Monday, I opened the book. I was like, well, today is not 1st of September, but let me just look at the book. And wow, the book has 6 chapters and an introduction and a kind of conclusion. So that means that I could do it 7 days. I could do introduction and conclusion on day 1, and then I do the 6 chapters for the remaining 6 days. So even if it was so interesting, I couldn't do more than 1 chapter a day. It's not a big book, so it's not something that I can read all of this book in 1 day now. But no, it is what? Enjoy your study. See, look at how Maria Banga reads this, studies this kind of book. I started with black pen then. Black was not entering my head anymore, so I got a red pen. It is even still there. Man, I call it Special Soul Book Review. This is something from my soul, and I just realized the author and I are friends on Facebook, but I've never written to them. I've never gone to their timeline. I've never read from them. So I did not even go to tell them that. It's just now when I was writing, tagging it to say I'll be doing a book review, I realized that I'm like, I'm not even going to tell them. Like, they see it, but it is after this that I'm going to write to them and say, you got a great book. When can I get some copies, to like offer some to some people and then tell people where you can get some in Douala. I have no problem putting some copies here and people can buy. So the book is dedicated to all individuals who have great dreams but could not see the possibilities of making these dreams real. To the passionate dreamer who suffers intimidation of his culture and social vices. To God Almighty, from whom we all draw all our principles in making dreams real. Wow. From thoughts to things, making dreams real. Darlington Patrick. This is a man of God. I think he's married to a pastor, and I think he himself is a pastor, and they have a ministry called Global Impact Assembly, and also a school, maybe Genuine Intelligence Schools. I just discovered all of these things, and his address is there in the notes. And these are the kind of people I want to, like, it is not all about you tithes and the kingdom of God is at hand, repent and all of those things. No, teaching people things that can make them move from dreaming to realizing. Because sometimes we go to church and it's like they just want us to keep dreaming and keep coming back and keep coming back and keep feeling like you are yoked. Like, I mean, for all the 5 months I was in one, I was like, am I living my life, or am I living the life of the church and the church leaders, or the, like, no, that's not what I want. I want to be free. Because if God has set you free, you are free indeed. It means you don't have to be shackled to any human beings. You don't have to live another person's dream. Your own dream. What is your dream? It's not like I watched something somebody shared the other day. I don't know who shared it, about a man, a pastor in Nigeria. I think it's even on Pararan Mock News that I watch it. This pastor who was saying that people have become so yoked to men of God that anything you want to do, you must hear from man of God before you do it. Like you say, man of God, should I marry? Marry. Should I marry this particular girl? Marry. Should I marry this particular boy? Marry. Should I do this business? Do. Should I bury my mother? Bury. Should I eat? Should I cry? Cry. Should I not cry? Not cry. Should I have sex? Have. Should I not have sex? Don't have sex. Like, that man of God himself, he does not have his own things. Who is he asking? He's asking God himself. So why can't you do the same? I read this book so keenly, not because I really need all of this. Like, yeah, I needed some things in here, of course, but also so that, I mean, as somebody who talks to people now, I can, refer people to this, or be inspired to talk to people about this and say, this is a young man. This man there's a book he wrote here in 1930, when he was 33. That was in 2013, turning 30. So he turned 30 in 2013. So I'm a small brother now. That is probably in 1990 something or 19. I don't know how many when he was born. But he turned 30 in 2013. He's the one who is saying this. So it's not like I'm the one who is giving him that age. 2013 to 2017, 2020 it was 7 years. So he should be 37, right? Okay, fine. So okay. Wow. He acknowledges in a very soulful way. All that I know, I learned from someone else, many of whom we have never met, and that's me too. And that's why I do these book reviews. I don't mind whether anybody talks about my books. I'm learning, and let me share it in the most free way possible. This work is a result of a long search and a lifetime of learning under many teachers, pastors, mentors, advisors, authors, friends, students, and family. And that is it. I just spoke with my mentor today on WordPress for 45 minutes, and it was so beautiful. Like, can you imagine? I'm not the only one to be mentoring people. I also need mentoring. It's beautiful. Oh la la. Yeah, and I'm learning. I can learn from anyone. I learn from men of God, I learn from people. It's just when somebody thinks because you are teaching somebody, you now have that key to tune them, and put them off, open them like a tap, lock them, make it like if you don't say something, then they are doomed. Like, are you about God, or are you about a human being? So, Chapter 1, the power of perception. Look, this is red pen until there are notes there. Like, I could underline the whole book now, but anyway. So it's talking about changing our attitude and doing things differently. Yeah, because, madness is when you keep doing the same thing over and over again and you expect different results. Okay, every action of ours in every given situation must first be preceded by our interpretation, our perception. We keep thinking that no, it's not our perception. That's just how things are. That's how things should be. Why? It is because you see it that way. A Christian will see things the Christian way. A Catholic will see things the Catholic way. A Buddhist will see things the Buddhist way. I told my mother, nobody asked whether you're which religion, or I didn't even know she was from Mauritius. I thought it was India because she looks like, but so what? It doesn't matter, like, All of those things. Why should perception guide me? And then why can't I change that perception? Why? Sometimes we get stuck because of our perception. And if it is not white, it is not black, then no, we are not doing nothing about it. We are not playing with it. We are not even getting involved. It has to be either white or black. Why? How many shades of gray are there? So, well, you have to move with optimism and not pessimism. You have to successfully change our actions and lead our destiny. We must begin by changing our perception. That is what we call unlearning. There is so much. I was listening to, you know me, I'm always listening to people. What's that name again? Anyway, she's oh my goodness, she's a psychologist and all of that, and she talks about children parenting, and she's like, we are not the ones to decide for our children what they should do with their lives, what they should become tomorrow, thinking that we are the ones to make them happy, and so our job now becomes to make them happy, and we cannot be happy if they are not happy, you know. And in our drive to make them happy our own way, because we think we know it all, we make them so unhappy. What about you making yourself happy? What about you understanding yourself? What about you, not what your parents told you you were, not because you were baptized in the Catholic Church, but because you believe in that, or you love it, the way it allows you to express your life. Okay, that is the best way. But then if you baptize your child there for those who believe in that, and then the child grows up to deviate and go elsewhere, why should it be such a problem until you stop talking to your child because the child has left the Catholic Church? Is that not clinging on to culture, custom, tradition, all of that, and making it be the measuring standard for your life to the point where if anybody is not that way, then they are not worth it? So you cannot identify with them. Until you yourself, you become so miserable because, you know, you look at this person. Like this morning, you know, it makes me laugh sometimes. I was coming up, you know, my former church is just there. So I think today is, they have some program, I don't know which program. So I saw one member, I once talked about it, I just laughed. The way they crossed to the other side, I know it was like the rain was beginning, I was like, you want fun, now kick your foot, then hold your face like that just because you are seeing me coming up. There's another one who said good morning, and I said good morning smiling, and I'm like, come on people, come on. Anyway, so my notes were that, yeah, perception is the interpretation we give a situation before we act. How do we see the glass? I always see my glass as half full. I was telling my mentor that because she was like, you're always happy, you're smiling. I said, yeah, it's not always been like this, but since I discovered that power is in me, I was like, no. So we have to change our communication. That is something, you know. We change our communication. We work on our motivation, self-motivation. Yeah, I did that. We work on our expectations. What are your expectations? Why are you having all of those expectations? Even from your partner, why? Must they meet those expectations? Why should you even have them? I think the only person you should be expecting anything from is from yourself. Because you can control yourself. You can set your goals and achieve them. Stop setting goals for other people, even for your relationship. I think it's good when two people sit down and agree on goals. It's not like you set goals for somebody in your head and then you are now holding it against them, and if they don't meet those goals, then you are falling out with them. If I really hold on to a relationship, I will let the other person know, and then they'll also feedback. And then if it's not working, then, well, you know, release them and release your own self and move on. Yeah, our ultimate destination lies beyond mere sensation, in the amazing realm of perception. So it should not just be about your feelings even. That's why I say feel them and express them. Don't just feel things and then start bearing grudges based on how you are feeling because you are interpreting how somebody acted because you were expecting them to act in a certain way. Nah. Yeah, it must undergo several transformations. You have to be ready to do your work. To move from thoughts, what you're thinking inside there, to things, what you can hold. Like one of the things I was praying for during this spiritual retreat was for my my purpose, the implementation, because I'm gradually moving towards the full implementation, and I'm like, what is it? How do I really put all of this and implement it in one way? And it's something I have had in me all along, and I just wanted to hear it clearly from God. And he told me, yes, you are going to build the house of hope and healing. Yeah, that is so majestic. And I was like, okay, no, I'm not going with you. Yeah, you just tell me where and how and when and all of those things. Okay, I'm ready. So he has told me by 2023 you'll be finished and everything. I'm like, okay. You know, sometimes the things are so raw, and you're like, okay, let me just write them down, no problem. Okay. So that is it, the transformation. And yeah, you have to be passionate and persistent. I taught somebody how to be persistent with phone calls. Don't just get angry and break your phone because you tried 3 times and the network wasn't good. And they learned it, and one day they tried 5 times and it went through, one day 7 times. So what? That is it. Yes, to the degree we rise in consciousness by contemplating qualities of God, we generate spiritual electronic waves of harmony in our minds. You know, you don't need to go to his church. You don't need to. I don't even have a church. You don't need to. Seriously, read some of these kind of books. Watch those things on YouTube. Listen to those things. It's your choice, eh? If you want to spend your data listening to gossip and how they're insulting people and up and down, and whether somebody has bleached, they've not bleached, they've cut down, they've cut up, that all that, only to use, so instead of to inspire yourself, but to make more mockery of those people and be responsible for somebody's mental health and mental illness and stuff. Now, you know, me, I'm just so grateful to God for my own purpose, right? And our minds never sleep, they're always active. So we have to know that we need to mind our minds, even what we think in those minds. Let's not fill our minds with negative thoughts. We can control our thoughts. That is the end of chapter 1. We have to understand and recognize that we have the true source of power that controls our thoughts and eliminates fears. We have it in us. Chapter 2 is personal leadership. You lead yourself. That's why I say self-motivation, self-driven, all of that. As much as I go listening to other people and all of that, I know I am responsible for leading myself. That's why I can just get up and take my decision. I'm fasting. I don't need somebody to approve it. I don't need somebody to tell me, yes, fast. Why 7 days? Why not 3 days? Which you want show? Why 40 days? All of that, 7. No. I believe it in me. I listen to it. I start to do it. And I focus and I do it. And it was challenging this time because I had 1 hour of gym every day. That was my challenge. And I did it. When I was going to that gym or in my house, I did, even if I did 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening, I wanted to push myself that way. God is good, eh? Anyway, so what does success mean to you? God's definition of success, according to what he writes, is simple, and that is manifest the glory you carried into this physical world to serve others. And I love that. I really love that definition. My mentor was asking me today, what is your professional, where do you see yourself professionally? What is your professional milestone and everything? I told her that I don't really look at it that way. For me, it's like I've already gotten there, and I'm just looking at how to concretize it and how to use it to serve humanity better and all of that. Seriously, at 40, even if I do a PhD, that would just be to research more into mental health and see how that knowledge can help me help people better, but not because I want PhD title and stuff like that. Nah. So that is it. Trapped within every human being is greatness to be served to other humans. It's not for you. What are you doing with your platform? I love that when I heard that in Chadwick's, I think it was a commencement speech or his speech at some graduation. I love listening to those kind of things. You learn. So what are you doing with your platform? Yes. And he talks about being brought up by farmers and working on the farm, and at that time he did not really like it, but all his greatest lessons have come from that. And he says that the process between seed time and harvest is a process which needs special abilities, and so that's what he's going to be explaining in the rest of the book. And he says that the seed is the glory within, that is your desires, your ambitions, your dreams, or your vision. That is the seed. What are those? And the soil is your heart. So your seed is your thoughts, the soil is your heart. What are you using to plant those seeds, to fertilize them, to work on them? What are the kind of thoughts? You have your passions, you have all of those things. Okay, so what are the thoughts? Are you spending your time thinking about how other people are progressing and how you are sure that they're doing it by that kind of way, the wrong way, or the fetish way, or the this or that? Or you are focusing on your own? Create that space in your heart. Read it of all of those. Me, I don't even have time. Seriously, I keep it busy. My gym, my life, my book, my this, my that, doing those things. No time to be focusing on other people, how they're doing things, whether it's right or wrong, and Oh God, thank you. So the better the quality and quantity of your fruits that people need, the richer you are. It's not money terms. Nobody, whether you get how many million for bank, you cannot impress me. I'm not poor. I'm a very rich woman. Very, 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 very rich. Well, so you have it. Seed, desire, ambition, dreams, vision. Soil equals to your heart, your mind. Unveiled glory. Fruits, what you bear for humanity. Chapter 3, discovering your seed. So how do you know what you desire? How do you know what is your purpose? How do you know? Because your purpose carries your seed. When I see the chapter, Maria Banga used red pencil to even the author of Ivex. It's my book. So purpose provides your motivation, which directs all your choices. And because I know my purpose, anything outside of my purpose no be me. If anything happens to me and I cannot use it to inspire, motivate, and encourage, then there's no point talking about it now, or talking about it in a way that you don't bring out the inspiring thing in it. You don't bring out what can motivate people in it. You don't bring out what can encourage people in it. And I do this for people from all walks of life, and I do it with my personal experiences. That's my purpose. Understand your own, and then you will live purposefully. And when you are living purposefully, when you are living purposefully, and then you can understand that other people live purposefully, or other people are still in their own process. So you are not there to judge other people. You are not even there to judge what other people are living purposefully. You're not, no. Because you are there living purposefully on your own. And if you are doing that, you don't have time for anything that is out of your purpose. Mommy. Woo. Man, petit frère, you do amo. It's just like I read a book I studied a book by Javni Joybert, 35 days to something. Goodness. When I see some unmotivated youths and I see some people make like you have to beg them to even go up and come down. Look, one day I almost used the belt on my kid sister. I'm like, what is this? You in my house? You want to jack your body? In the beginning, when you ask her how was your weekend, she would say boring. I said, ma, boring. Okay, I'll fill it up for you. Now she doesn't say boring anymore. What? Push, push, push. Sit up, do things. Why? Why would you be 16 and you cannot do a live video? Or you cannot do a video about it? You cannot do research. You cannot. Why? Na phone you lack? Na data you lack? What is it? Get up. And the earlier you start, the better for you. Living purposefully means choosing how you spend your time, choosing how you would use your natural talents to create more joy and meaning for yourself and others. More joy and meaning. So if you're not creating joy and meaning, now you know. Your purpose is to make people cry. Your purpose is to blackmail people, talk about people, insult their head, their buttocks, their eyes, their all of that. Papa God, thank you for my purpose. Okay, so wow, very interesting things in this book. Personal empowerment means being in control of your own life. And this is from a man of God, though. So it's not like, oh, once you are worshiping God and all of that, then no, you don't do nothing. You just sit down and wait, and you receive and receive and receive to thy kingdom come. When I got the book, you know me, I'm a spiritual person. I was like, there's nothing there that says pastor. So I was like, okay, well, if he does not start by even identifying himself as pastor, then that's good. I mean, I could see somewhere that it's a man of God, because I could see behind Global Impact Assembly. I know that assembly should be church thing, and then he's married to a pastor. He wrote it somewhere. She's called Pastor what? Pastor Chantal Chinedu. So probably. Okay, so greater focus in your daily activity. Passion and motivation, meaning and fulfillment, energy and vitality. People say, Mark, you have so much energy. Me, 12 years ago, I did not have so much energy. Now God, peace and contentment. Yes, I have that one. Increased discipline. That one, I'll be champion. How to discover your purpose. So he writes it there. You have to look within. Your purpose is just who you are. Stop comparing or looking at Beyonce and whosoever. Those who wanted to be Black Panther, do you still want to be Black Panther? Identify your purpose. He says it, how you do that. And you know, this is so real, so down to home and basic. It's not about Nick Warren and you say, oh, it's about American. Because when I read the Purpose Driven Life and I did the book review, I said, we're not a bush politics. That's a steeped in man of God and everything. This one on our own now, Cameroonian, 37 and stuff. So, okay. Madam, I'm going to give you this book to read. Begin to laugh there like that. Purpose is service. So if you're not serving through your purpose, we'll start to think again. Knowing your seed is in your purpose. What is your seed? Discover your seed. Cultivate your soil. Plant and manage the crops to bear fruits. Very interesting. And there's some interesting questions to ask yourself here that can help you. Question 1, question 2, question 3, question 4, question 5. Okay. He gave so much. Only selfless people who know that even when they give it away like this, so much is coming. And this motivates me. I keep giving it. I'm like, I don't want to do YouTube channel for it to be monetized. That's why I don't ask people there, please kindly like, share, subscribe, and donate PayPal. I'm like, and I saw 59 subscribers. I'm like, okay, Papa God, they come and get what they're getting and they like it, then that's good. But like, cultivating the soil with the right tools. I'll call you back. Cultivating the soil with the right tools. What are the right tools? So the soil of your life is your mind. You got the mind, yes. Because personal leadership involves two major factors, the seed and the soil. The seed are all of those things, your ambition, your dreams, your desire, everything. And the soil is your mind or your heart, whichever one you want to call it. So how do you take care of your mind? How do you mind it? All year. I had once done a live video on mind your mind from the psychological point of view. Now he talks about it from all kinds of points of view. It will be a good thing. As a man thinks in his heart, it's in the Bible now, as a man thinketh, so is he. So you have that in the book. The nature of the mind and thoughts. What's the nature? Impressing the mind with thoughts. You can think to replace negative thoughts. You can think positive thoughts. What are you grateful for? Stop focusing on what is not correct, what is not right today. Oh my goodness, this person had, you want to change this person, they have to change. You yourself. Okay, have they not done even the slightest thing that you can celebrate, that you can be grateful for? You know, right now I'm sitting here talking and just thinking about how I'm going to go and give myself a wonderful treat at Cafe Vienna. I'm going to have some good salad for lunch. That's my 7 days treat. That's how I'm celebrating it. And so whatever is happening today is like, I'm going to Cafe Vienna. Yeah, that is it. Visualization, one of the tools. Visual. I'm already seeing myself in Cafe Vienna. I'm seeing how they're bringing my beautiful plate of salad, how I'll eat lovingly and all of that. Whatever is happening, I'm like, visualize it. So interesting. I mean, seriously, I want to get some copies. Or where it's in Douala, I'll find out. His number is there. You can call and find out too. So, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Cultivating the soil, that is the process of renewing your mind, the renewal of the mind. What does the Bible say about that? Okay, clearing the bush. This is taking away wrong thoughts of yourself, thoughts of fear, inabilities, limitations, insecurities, envy. Somebody is more than you. Who? Why? How? Burn the waste. All of those negative experiences from my past, I've used them all. None of them makes me shudder again. Nothing. What was I talking about the other day from my past? And I was like, I think I even wrote it on Facebook. Yes, buying my new bed cover and smiling at how far I've come. Maybe the one I left behind was burnt, and I left another one there in Belgium. Today, 5 years later, I got myself one. Not the most expensive, not the most cozy, but I got one. And I didn't feel nothing about that experience. Tilling the soil. It makes it easier for the seed to develop roots and sprout. Tilling is the process of filling your mind with the right thoughts of who you are and what you can do. You, not another person. Tools for cultivation. We need special tools. We need affirmation and meditation. Those are the two main tools. That's what the author is saying. If you think that he is not saying enough, go and think about your own more and then use them. No, it's not like it's maybe it is Bible. It was you. So simple affirmations, telling yourself, I say I am magnetic. What if somebody thinks that is vain or it is not vain? I am affirming who I am. And it's reminding me of who I am, and I'm doing things conscious of who I am. I am. Why not? What did Jesus say? Or what did God say? I am the great I am. Whatever. So what is wrong with you say who you are? You can say I am Maria Banga because your parents gave you that name. So why can't you give yourself another name now? I am magnetic. I am freedom and love. Say that to myself every day. Meditation, and then meditate on that. What does it mean to be freedom and love? What does it mean to be magnetic? It means that I can attract people to what? To me. To the way I am living. To the radiance in me. So that they can become radiant too. So that is what I'm focusing on. So when I share my dream journey and all of those things, it is to attract people to believe in that in themselves and to start. Many people have started their own journeys like that because they see it and I do it. So that sometimes even when I'm discouraged, I'm like, oh no, you are. And so you do it so that it pushes you and then it inspires people more. Yeah, he talks about Christ consciousness, man of God now. If you stop, focus on Bible passages. I will not lie, I did not really read all of it, but so they are there, several of them. You can read them from all over. Okay, so we jump all of that. Get the book if you want to focus on those, right? And then he talks about the fertile soil. The soil is not fertile. Remember the parable of the sower in the Bible, right? What kind of soil do you have? Now, planting your seed, you can only plant on fertile soil, so you have to be careful about it. Because personal leadership is about the ability to discover your seed, cultivate your soil, plant and manage your crops to bear fruits for you and others to eat. You don't want to be hungry. So I'm not doing all of this work so that people eat and then I don't eat nothing. Okay, so planting is a process of burying your seed into the soil, i.e. sinking your desire or ambitions into your mind. You know, say you this picking your bad door. I could crack your head, make it enter. You crack your own head now. Planting is achieved when the idea becomes one with your mind. House of Hope and Healing. I can already see the House of Hope and Healing. Somebody once shared with me a design of a home that they also wanted to build, the transformation center. So now I can already start visualizing. I don't know if it's going to be in Douala or around Tiko Douala Road. And then there will be sections. One for mental health, one for domestic violence, a shelter, one for children. God. What will be a 100 million project now, you know. Woo. Planting is achieved when the idea becomes one with your mind. Yeah, this is achieved when you clearly see the results or fruits of the idea and you feel as already having it. What is faith anyway? The evidence of things not seen. Wow, wow, wow. The planting process. You plant your thoughts repeatedly, lovingly, feelingly. The tool for planting your idea in your mind is visualization. We have said that. And then you take away anxiety and fear. Yes, take away anxiety and fear. You don't need that. What you visualize, you materialize. Thank you, man of God. A great mistake many people make, which he considers one of the greatest errors of a farmer, is to plant today and uproot tomorrow. It's not good. Anyway, a seed cannot be properly planted this way. But that's what many people do. That's what the author writes. And it grows. There's a growth process. Look, I've wanted to do courses for cognitive behavioral therapy, but I know it's not yet time to do that. Not because I don't have the certification, but I want some more knowledge I'm getting in this master's program. And so until I finish the master's program, I'm not starting. So it takes a lot of patience. Let me finish growing. One of the modules I'm taking this semester is emotional intelligence, because as much as I have grown in my own, I want to learn in the academic way so I can help people. Also, I can teach that to people. So that is it. And sometimes you might have to weed. You know, when you plant a seed, you have to weed. So it takes patience to do all of that. In a nutshell, strong desire which regards no sense of retreat breeds patience. A quitter never wins and a winner never quits. I am a winner! Managing your crops to bear fruits. You water them, you weed them, you fertilize them, you prune them, you pollinate them, and then you harvest. Oh my goodness. Dear reader, this is the conclusion, last words from the author. I have come to realize that there are two mental attitudes a man may take in this life. One makes him like a football. It has resilience and reacts strongly when force is applied to it, but it originates nothing. Men of this type are controlled by circumstances and environment. Their destinies are decided by things outside themselves. Man of God, please pray for me. Man of God, please help me. Man of God, man of God, man of God. And then man of God will toss you around. Man of God will pray for you. Man of God will say, sow a seed, sow a bigger seed, sow. Night of the hawk, night of the this, night of the that. Come to prayer, blah, 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 blah. And that's your whole life. And then nothing is happening. My business is crumbling. Man of God, people, the village people are doing something to me. Oh, yes, I can see them. Oh, pray. Okay. The power within them is not active. The other attitude makes man like a flowing spring. Power comes from the center of him. He radiates force and is felt by his environment. And then you start to magnet people. And then when they start to come, you either exploit them or you give them what you know so that they too can go. and grow and become whatever it is for them to become, and then do the same for other people. God knows. I don't want to be that type that will attract people, come near me, and then I start to exploit them. And then I'm growing and they are just there like chindas. No, 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 no. So there is no possibility in any man that does not exist in every man. But if they proceed naturally, no two men will grow alike. Yeah, every man comes into the world with a predisposition to grow along certain lines. And growth is easier for him along those lines than any other way. Stop forcing to be TZ Jakes, to be whatever, to be whoever, to be Oprah, to be, that woman's name is what? Joyce Meyer, Joel Austin, all over. All of them, they have walked their own journey, and who knows their purpose and everything. I am magnetic, I'm Mag, I'm Maria Banga Global, I'm freedom and love. I don't want to be any other person. No, I don't want to be Mag. I want to be you. Just be inspired by Mag. Okay, well, so no possible combinations can keep a man down if he makes his personal attitude right and determined to rise. Thank you for studying this book. As you apply the principles, may God increase you, establish and settle you. Amen. What can I add? Me too, I live my own life. The principles there, I am also going to. Any man we want them, the contacts are there. Contact, get. I don't know me how much it cost. It was a gift. This kind of gifts now, no be na money they buy you this kind of gift. This is not a Range Rover, Rolls Royce, and Beethoven or whatever, 911, and how did they call that motorcycle again? What was that man driving? Whatever. All of those things, or Monaco, or wherever. Oh, gosh. Yeah, Grandsir, I'm back. Thank you so much. Grandsir. Somebody told me I went to the mountain. I didn't know going to the mountain is this kind of thing. To God be the glory. Great things he has done. Bye bye, everybody. Thank you so much, Darlington, for this masterpiece, right? To God be the glory.